Based on my writing, if you're looking for a partner, always look for a partner who will treat you like you're their equal, not as someone they'll have to take care of, but not someone who expect you to take care of them. You're equal. I think that's the most important romantic advice.
Okay, now it's time for a rapid fire. And I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to get like 10 seconds to answer each of these questions. I hope you're ready.
Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We begin now. The first is cats or dogs?
Oh my god, that's a hard question because I have a dog, but I've always wanted a cat. So, I guess a dog because I have a dog.
Okay, your favorite debut author and your favorite female author?
Female, it's Emily Henry for sure. Debut author right now. I'm loving Thea Guanzon's Hurricane. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. Hurricane Wars. I'm loving that book right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pick that up. Next, your favorite place to write?
Well, I can write anywhere because I mean I have to catch the pockets of free time in a day. But if I can choose, there's a coffee shop below my house in my building. That's where I go to write. Yeah.
Writers in coffee shops go a long way. I see a lot of writers writing in coffee shops. What's that thing about them?
I think because it's the smell of. I think I like it because I like the smell of coffee there, and I'm not sure. I like the chairs there. That's why I go there the most because the chair is very comfortable, and I'm a middle aged woman with the bad back. And the chairs are pretty comfortable. That's why I go there, not because it's a coffee shop.
No, I get it. I absolutely get it. Okay, moving on. What's your favorite romantic trope?
Well, the second chance love trope. That's my favorite. Okay. Second, maybe the sunshine grumpy relationship. I love that relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful to read also. Okay, next. Preferred point of view, first person or third person?
Third. It's because first person feels so personal and weird and intimate. It just gets too deep into a character set, and I like a little bit of distance. And because in third person POV, that's where I'm able to explore the prose more. I'm very limited. The first person POV is limiting for me for the prose. Yeah.
Got it. Must have element in every romance story.
Endings. It's always supposed to have a happy ending.
Okay. Writing routine, day or night?
Well, anytime there's free time for me. Well, generally I've written at night, but I write whenever there's pocket of free time.
Okay, that makes sense. Favorite romantic setting?
Oh my gosh! I mean, in my books it's always the airport. There's always an airport element in my book, but I love forcing a beach scene. I love the sunset and like how couples look like when they're watching the sunset by the beach. I think that's a favorite romantic setting for me.
We have both. I mean, we have both the beach and the airport in Love on the Second Read. So I mean, you've included both of that. It's amazing.
I hit two birds in one stone.
Okay, next. If Emma could have a romantic dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Oh gosh. I would think it's Darcy because she likes Pride and Prejudice. I think she'd want to go on a date with Darcy. But I feel like she'd be she'd have more predilection for I think Knightley maybe. It feels like Darcy, but I feel like she'd like Knightley more.
Okay, I'm a little biased towards Darcy. I've read Pride and Prejudice, but I think his character is a little overrated. The amount of love he receives, he probably does not deserve that much love.
Yeah, he's the original grumpy leading man. Yeah.
Okay, what about Kip? Who would Kip go on a date with?
Oh, that's an easy question. He loves Lord of the Rings, and I think in my head, he has a childhood crush on Arwen and Domyal, the Evening Star Rover people. I think that's.
Oh,
I think in my head, he has a crush on Arwen in his childhood.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, he mentions that also a few times in the book.
Yeah, I feel like Arwen and Domyal is his like ideal partner girl. Yeah.
Okay, if you could give one piece of romantic advice based on your writing, what would it be?
Oh gosh, based on my writing, if you're looking for a partner, always look for a partner who will treat you like you're their equal, not as someone they'll have to take care of, and not someone who expect you to take care of them. You're equal. I think that's the most important romantic advice you could
That's
get
a
from
very good advice.
my.
Very good advice. uh, okay, what's your guilty pleasure when it comes to writing romantic scenes?
Oh, I love banter, like witty, funny banter. If there's a way for me to insert like a funny dialogue between the two main characters, I would do that. And I think I've done that in the romances I've written. I love it when they're clashing or like just teasing each other. Yeah.
There's a lot of that between Emma and Kip also in
Yeah.
Love on the Second Read.
Very
I'm
nerdy.
noticing that a lot of your favorite romantic tropes, settings, and everything is there in Love on the Second Read. Okay, which Taylor Swift song best captures the essence of Emma and Kip's love story, and why do you think that's the case?
That's also one of the hard questions because there are so many songs that I love that's related to Taylor Swift. I guess the quick answer would be I Can See You, because it's an office crush setting and just it matches Kit very much. Yeah.
And what about Emma and Nick? Which song would you dedicate them?
Gosh, huh? I mean, All Too Well feels like a safe answer.
Yes,
I love
that's
All
that's
Too Well.
that's true. Yeah. And okay, what's your favorite writing snack or beverage?
Oh, well, usually I start out with coffee, but once I'm really writing, I forget that I have coffee. Yeah,
I
I
get it.
think I
You
just
get into
like
the
the
writing
smell.
process.
Yeah, and I usually never consume it. I just put it next to my computer, hoping I drink it while I'm writing, but I don't. I ignore it for the entire writing session, and it's just there. It's cold coffee at the end of my writing session.
You just need to add ice and then it could
Yeah,
turn into a cool coffee.
yeah.
Awesome. If you could co-write a book with any author, living or dead, who would it be?
Gosh, I love David Sedaris and V. Schwab. I love. I think one of the influences. That's why I pay a lot of attention to my process because David Sedaris and V. Schwab's prose, they're so beautiful. And I would love to collaborate. I mean, if I could like have have that dream made. So I would love to like collaborate with them. There's also this author in the Philippines, Nick Joaquin. He's a national artist for literature. God, I love the way he writes his prose. He's also a poet. He's a fictionist, he's a journalist. I love the way he crafts his prose and that it flows really well. And then, I mean, he's dead, so I can't. Yeah. My
Which
copyright. Yeah,
sorry, which author did you mention? The one from the Philippines?
Nick Joaquin. Nick Joaquin is a national artist for literature. I would love to write a book with him, but then he's dead, so maybe just the fighting. I mean, there's also Claire Betita. I mean, I have a book tour with Claire Betita and Cat De Leon soon in Singapore and Malaysia, and I love their books. They're such fun storytelling, and I would love to work with them. I mean, the way I write, I feel like our prose would really match with each other's proses. So that's a thing that's a dream I wanna achieve. I haven't asked them yet, so maybe
Maybe
someday.
now is the chance.
Maybe.
Okay. What's a go-to method for overcoming writer's block?
Whoa. Well, because I was a full-time freelance writer, I rarely get writer's block. But the things that that help me get over it whenever I just evaluate myself. Usually, writer's block happens to me when I'm really tired or super duper exhausted that all I can do is sleep, or there's something wrong with the manuscript, with the storytelling, and I have to stop. And that's where what I do with that is I reevaluate the story where it went wrong. Is it the character? Is it the setting? Is it the plot? And what I do from there is that I go back to a part of the part of the storytelling, even if it's like 10,000 words before or 20,000 words before I get to the bad part. If I have to go back to that, I go back to that. Usually, I go back to the part where it's still fun to write, and that's how I know to overcome writer's block. What's another thing? Usually the start of a writing session is always hard because you're just staring at blank screen and you don't know what to write. So I forgot where I got this tip. I think it was from Brandon Sanderson or something. He said that write the three dumbest sentence you can write in relation to that part of the story. See where it goes. So usually by the third sentence, you'll already know where you're going, and you can like if you want, you can take out those three sentences and just move forward, or you can rewrite those things. But those are ways for me to get over writer's block. I think, yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing advice. I'm going to implement that. And okay, do you prefer writing in silence or with background noise or music?
Oh, because I live in a generally noisy area in my city, so I really don't have a choice. So I write wherever. But if I can manage it, I prefer like super quiet. Nobody disturb me. Just me and the on my
Yep,
writing tool. Yeah.
got it. What's the most unusual writing ritual or superstition that you have?
Oh, this is gonna be really weird. So I participate in writing contests, and whenever I tell somebody that I joined this writing contest, I never win. But when I keep it secret until such time that the awarding is announced, usually I win. That's happened like it's so weird in the past 10 years. Just that whenever I tell somebody I joined, I don't win. But if I don't, I keep it secret for months. Somehow I win. So that's so weird, right? That's a weird writing
I
superstition.
also have such superstitions, honestly, that whenever if I'm doing something in particular, so I've noticed this with myself that whenever I start going to the gym and I tell somebody that I've joined the gym, I usually get very irregular. I stop going and I don't do that anymore. But if I don't tell anybody, I am very consistent. I go daily. I don't miss out on the schedule and things like that happen. I don't know why that happens, but I guess that's a superstition that I follow as well.
Yeah. So I think it's because you're just doing it for yourself. When you don't tell anybody, it's just you. And if nobody knows, who cares if you win or don't win? So it's just you. But if you tell people and like, I think that's where the pressure comes. You tell people you join this, and they're gonna expect, "Did you win? Did you win?" They're gonna keep asking you every
Right.
week, "Did you win? Did you win?" That's really, I think that's the one that jinxes the experience.
True, actually, and that also makes it scary because what if you don't win, and then all these people are going to ask you about it, and you'll have to answer saying that I did not win.
Yeah, and that's such an embarrassing thing. So like, don't ask me, please. Yeah,
Okay, moving on. What's the best piece of writing advice you've ever received?
write for yourself. That's it. Don't write to publish. Don't write for fame. Don't write for money. Write for yourself, and write what feels fun for you. Because when a thing is fun, you keep doing it, no matter even if you don't get anything out of it. You already had fun.
That is such good advice. Very, very good advice. Okay, is there a book that you've lied about reading?
That is hard. Well, I haven't finished the Doing books. I've read book one, so everybody thinks I've read until the last book. I haven't read the after book one. So if
So
somebody
people just
asks me,
assume.
that I mean, I haven't lied. But I'm not exactly correcting people when, when they assume that I've read all 6 books. But yeah, I've read book 1 for
Actually
sure.
makes sense.
I'm embarrassed to say.
So whenever they start moving in the story to the 5th book or the 6th book for that matter, you just bring them back to the first book. But you know what? The first book was very good. This chapter in the first book, that I love.
Oh my god. I'm always embarrassed to say that. Oh my god, I can't correct you. Stop assuming that I've read the entire 6 books.
Okay, and the last question is the stupidest question that you've ever been asked as an author.
Ooh. Hmm. Well, less is stupidest, more of like I wish it's not it's not an assumed thing that love on the second read is based on my love life. I wish people would stop assuming that because I am an editor, so that's how I only applied the work stuff into the book, but not necessarily my love life. I wish my love life was that interesting, but no.
That makes a lot of sense. And wow, this was an amazing discussion, Micah. I mean, I loved it thoroughly. And with that, we've come to an end of this entire discussion. I'm so happy to have talked to you about your book, Love on the Second Read. Thank you so much for joining me for this discussion. I hope you had as much fun as I did because I thoroughly enjoyed this discussion. And
Thank
I'm
you so
sure that this conversation, yeah, I'm sure that this conversation is going to make readers want to read Love on the Second Read and dive deep into the heartwarming romance of Emma and Kip. I'm sure that they are going to love it. Absolutely.
much. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Say Korean start.
And thank you, fellow readers, for tuning into this conversation. If you haven't read Love on the Second Read yet, go get it at a bookstore near you quickly because you're going to thoroughly love it. I'm sure that you're going to love it. Yeah, I have the book with me here as well. And yes, Mika's another book, Winds of War, is going to launch super soon. I'm not sure what the launch date is. When is it going to hit the bookstore?
I think it's April. I think it's April, mid-April. A message.
Okay, waiting for that. As soon as it does, I'm going to pick that up as well. And I hope to have another discussion with you on that because I'm sure I'm going to love that too because I absolutely loved your prose and absolutely loved the romance novel that you wrote. So hoping for a lot more from the second book. And if you love this discussion, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. I'll add Mika's Insta handle also in the description so you guys can follow her as well and stay updated on what she's writing next. And finally, please give us a big fat thumbs up if you like this discussion, and I'll see you in the next one.